All right. Ladies and gentlemen, another week, another episode of Recap and Record. My name's Levi. I'm here with my friend Los, and we're talking episode 9, House of the Dragon, baby. Here we go.
Let's go.
And if you didn't hear in that intro, whether I kept it in or left it out, we're at the penultimate episode, and I think we can both agree that it doesn't feel like a penultimate episode. Is that where we're at here? Is that the consensus?
Not a GOT penultimate, definitely not. Like when you think about the history of Game of Thrones and you think about penultimate episodes, like they typically, it's like some of the biggest battles in some of these episodes. Right. So it's like
biggest dragon fires, biggest battles, $40 million productions, like huge sets.
Like wasn't Battle of the Bastards a penultimate?
I'm pretty sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like
the White Wall, like the death of the Ice King. I'm pretty sure that was penultimate. So it's just Game of Thrones has always been known for their insane episodes 9 or whatever it is before the series finale. Yeah. And it's interesting that they went this direction. So this episode is titled The Green Council, and we're just going to jump right into it because it follows what we see now as the future of Team Green, the Green Council, and everyone under Alicent's control as she installs her son now onto the Iron Throne. And so, of course, we open with this the castle, the episode. We knew at the end of last episode that the king is now dead. And we get that confirmed by some of the people working around the castle.
Yes, and, definitely. And like you said, it's just kind of dreary and set in motion. But I was interested to see, but I was kind of angry though the way this episode opened because it's based on the lie, you know what I mean? It's based on the misinterpretation of the prophecy, and it's just like I'm just rolling my eyes, like, all right, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do here? You know what I mean? And they were just running around with like chickens with their head cut off. You know what I mean? The whole episode, I feel like.
Yeah, right. Because we have to scramble, because if word gets out of this hat trick we're trying to pull, things won't go to plan, and more dragons will probably show up before we can, get him on the throne.
Yes.
So once we confirm the king is dead, they get everyone out of bed, and the Green Council is called to the table, and we see Lannister walking in. He gets his little ball on the thing. Is that the first time we see the little balls on the thing? Is that new, or have we seen those before?
I don't think I noticed.
Okay, because that's kind of cool. Like each of them gets like the Lannisters, his is gold because that's his color. Like each ball is like their own little custom, like little emoji kind of thing,
or something like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And so that was neat. Small little detail. But he opens with the punchline as Dorne being invaded. And fun fact for those of you who don't know, Dorne, as of this point in the story, is not a part of the Seven Kingdoms. So they can still technically be at war with anyone at any point in time, because that's like the last chunk of land for them to kind of bring under their umbrella. So Lannister opens with the zinger. And of course, we just get the announcement that the king is dead.
Yeah, the king is dead.
And so just to further, and we see Otto Hightower immediately go to plan. King is dead, all hands on deck. He's like, hey friends, guess what? All right, here we go, swish swash. Listen, remember that plan we talked about? Here's what's happening. We can do it now because daughter says that little buddy right before he passed said, hey, your son should do it. And so we're golden. So they're all like, yo, let's go. Send the Ravens here. Get the Kingsguard over here. Get Rhaenyra over here. Get her son over here. Slice a neck over here. And Alicent's like, wait a fucking minute. What?
Yeah, like y'all been doing this whole time. You know what I mean? Like I'm not, and you could tell, like, and that's the thing. These people, they not really fit to rule, and just so we're clear, I got on some green, he got on black. I'm not team green. It's just a coincidence.
That is a solid coincidence.
That's a coincidence, but I'm team black all the way. But no, because so that's the thing. Like, you know, they have all these plans, and the Team Green is like team envious. Like they just seem like they just haters. Like all them people on that side are just haters. And there we see again where Alicent is not ready to rule. You know what I'm saying? Because she's not really ready to play the game because she didn't like all these plans. She's like, whoa. Like, you know what I mean? And that's the thing though. I mean, Rhaenyra was gonna be the first queen, you know what I mean? But like this is just
now she kind of is.
This is the test. This is a testament of how like women aren't in power, and like they, even if you are the queen, you know what I mean, you're the queen, you know what I mean, you're just the wife, you know what I mean, you don't really, you queen regent. Actually, she's like queen regent right now because she's not really in charge. But like it's just like she's not really about that. It's just telling. It's just telling to me. Like,
and what we can kind of reference it as is Cersei and Joffrey, and just how she tried to control him while he was king, and we will further see that dynamic with Alicent and her son Aegon as he continues to be the king. So they're doing a bunch of he says, she said. She's like, yo, the king said this, king said that. And they're like, wait a minute. Little buddy stands up, Beesbury. He's like, wait a minute.
Oh, man.
Yo,
and
Beesbury.
I never really liked Beesbury
Yo,
before,
he's been like, yo, King's been my homie for 67 years. I'm
60 and 7 years old, he said. I'm 60 and 7.
Right. King would never say, hey, listen, I know the king. He'd never say that. And for all account of purposes, he was good to go last night. So who's to say y'all didn't do it? Right. Yeah. So I don't really he say, she say that. And did you catch it? So Criston sits him down a little forcefully, unfortunately, on his ball. Did Criston Cole look surprised? Did he try to kill him? Was that an accident? Or
I think it was. I don't think he. See, I think he was. I don't think he tried to kill him, but the way he based on him after, it made it seem like he did. But like, nah, I don't. You're right. I think it was a surprise. Like, because I didn't even think he was dead. I just thought he just got like unconscious. But then the way he was just like they tapped him. Like I think everybody was kind of shocked because didn't the one Maester kind of like touch his hand like just to check, like you know what I mean, like and they was like shit, like whatever, like damn. You know, so that was fucked up though, man. Because Beesbury's like, and that's the thing. All right. And that's why I don't really rock with Team Green, because it's like, even if he said it, like there are still rules to this, right? Whatever, you know what I mean? People swore oaths, you know what I mean? And you can't just go off of some whisper, and then we know as the audience, that's the dramatic irony. It's like, we know that's not what it was, you know what I mean? But then it's like, and I think that's telling to this whole episode. Like it's fraudulent, you know what I mean? Like it's just like, nah. And so I wondered, right? Because they're trying to usurp, right?
Yep.
Prior to this event, were there any other usurpers? You know what I mean? Because like, or was it always like, you know, Targaryen to Targaryen throne? You know what I mean? Like, was there any other Targaryens that like took the throne from another relative? Because this is literally the birth, I think, of the Game of Thrones for real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The game. Like, so and it was cool. It was kind of cool in that aspect, but I was thinking like, like this usurper shit, like that opened the door for anybody to feel like they could do that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. No, I think, and we know that this has been Otto's plan from like the beginning. I mean, we know from the source material that Alicent was with Jaehaerys when he was alive, and so they've been in like the King's Hand realm for like the whole time. And so, but I don't think, because before this we had like Aegon the First, like it was Jaehaerys, then I'm pretty sure it was Aegon, like, and Aegon the Conqueror was king, and he's kind of the one who started it all back in old Valyria and all that stuff. So I think you're right. This is, and essentially this episode is two things. One, the start of the Dance of the Dragons and the Game of Thrones, because you're right? Because, and we even get that little snippet when you know, just moving right along the hunt for Aegon, right? Alicent has her boys out on it, and Otto has his boys out on it, right? And so even, and just we'll go back, but jumping forward at the end of it, you know, they walk into the room and he says, "Good game." And she says, "Well played." Like, you know, like we're in it now. Like even they're playing the game, right?
Yep.
So the plan's in motion. There's no more people really in check. Rhaenyra and Daemon and the kids are on the honeymoon. They're on their honeymoon at the castle over there. And they have no sense of what's going on. Why Rhaenyra would leave again with her father in such delicate condition?
It's actually kind of smart because you know what I mean, and I guess we'll talk about it later on. But like the way that what they're trying to do is they're locking up anybody that they're locking you up. They're, you know, anybody that might have any dissent. Right. But I feel what you mean because. You know, maybe if Rhaenyra is there, she can actually make a rightful claim. Maybe she would have been there in the room. I don't know, but like, maybe it's smart that she wasn't there because they would have tried to imprison all them, and then it would have been just, you know, they could have just massacred them,
maybe.
You know
well, I mean? And then I was just about to say, like, maybe a decision was made rationally, and then like, maybe it is best that they weren't there. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So Otto sends out Erryk 1 and Erryk 2. He says,
so it's it's Erryk with an E and Erryk with an A.
Yeah.
Why would they do it? Come on, George. Why? Come on, man. That doesn't even sound different.
You're mad. You're mad. You are mad about Erryk with an E and Erryk with an A
Damon,
with all the other names.
Aemond, and that's not that bad. No, that's really because it's the same sounding name. Like, fam, I knew some twins from around my way, and this is, I think it's dumb. I'm gonna call them out.
Go ahead.
But their names were Rick and Ricky. That's the same fucking name.
Okay, but isn't Rick usually short for Richard? Or no, I guess
no. Their birth names. One was Rick,
R-I-C-K.
The other was Ricky. That's the same fucking name, bro. Erryk and Erryk is the same fucking name. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. That's crazy. It's disgusting. I was like, yeah, and I kind of remember them, like, but I don't remember them. I'm like, yo, who the fuck are these guys? And they're not real twins. It's probably just a, you know, CGI fucking double. You think?
Maybe. That's a good question. I'm gonna look that up later. I'll put it in the edit if I find out. That's a good observation. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And then Alicent. Are Alicent and Cole fucking now? Because she's like, hey, for the sexuality of the queen or whatever she says, you need to go find Aemond before these other boys do. Like, because
I don't think she said sexuality.
Well, I know, but it seemed like something's going on there, right?
That was definitely the vibes I got. But like, I don't see Aemond being cool with that though. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, because he's kind of like. I mean, we seen in the sparring match, Criston, even though he doesn't look old, he's aged. He's not like a spring chicken no more. This is 20 years, you know what I mean, into the future. You know what I mean? So like, I think Aemond fuck him up for real. You know what I mean? Like he might get the best of him for real. Okay. Not on some strength shit, but like just on some clever, like, you know what I mean? Like Oberyn Martell type, you know what I mean? You don't gotta be the biggest to beat somebody, but it was crazy. Even that, like, I don't even know if this is part of the, like, just when they were in the court, whatever, and like you see even just the dissension of the Kingsguard, you know what I mean? Like you got the Lord Commander. He like nah, like I ain't like first he's like, yo, this is what we doing, because he killed Beesbury. He's like, this is what we doing, Cole. Like drop your sword. And he held it to the boy. He's like, yo, nah, like this is what we doing. So they just made an enemy, I think. You know what I'm saying? In the Lord Commander, I think he's gonna be Team Black before we know it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, no, yeah, and I think I think that's yeah. I would for sure see him, because he's been, well, even in the scene with Alicent and the eye for an eye scene in episode 7, I think. That would, like, he was hesitant to do anything. Like he almost stopped Criston from, you know, doing whatever Alicent told him to do. So, so while everyone's out looking for Aemond, Hightower's back in the Iron Throne room, and he calls all the lords in, and he's like, "Hey, listen, look up here, listen. We know you all came in here and bent the knee for Rhaenyra, but she's not here." And the king said, well, he's dead now, he can't confirm, but he said that this boy should be king, and I think it's a good idea, not because he's my grandson or anything, but I think it's a good idea. Who's with me? And so we see some of the lords, man, they flip. Some of them need to go talk to their houses, and some of them are
get down or lay down. That's what they call that, man. Get down or lay down, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's the thing. Like, it was no real. You was either gonna obey, or you were gonna be a prisoner, and they were gonna kill you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think you know, the one dude caught the vibes, but then he tried to flip. You know what I mean? We seen that he tried to get out of there, and fucking, how the fuck does Larys? He's just nosy as shit. Like,
he's everywhere. He's everywhere. Because
we didn't see him. Did we see him? Like, peep the dude. Like, I don't remember seeing him in that scene.
They showed Larys a couple times. Like, I saw him like 3 times in this episode, just chilling back when other things were going on. Yeah, I'm almost positive. Okay, but I mean, it's just man. It's one of the, and so I think did he die? Did he die? The guy who tried to escape?
Oh yeah, they hung him. They
hung him in the town. Right. Yep. So he was trying to be Team Rhaenyra the whole way, but he was.
I didn't like that they didn't give they gave the one lady like House Fell, but like these other, and that's just an ironic name, House Fell. Like, that's a pun. Like, you know what I mean? But I was like, damn, because I was like looking. I rewinded a couple times. I'm like, they're gonna say a name. They're gonna say a name, because I'm big on names. I'm big on these. I love to hear about these other houses, and like I didn't hear it, so I was like, fuck, like, you know what I mean? Like, she didn't say a name.
Speaking of which, we hear we're getting Winterfell. Winterfell is coming.
Who's
Winter? They mentioned Winterfell, I think, in the trailer, or it's coming soon. Or they announced it for season 2. Someone says something about
So Stark is coming.
No. Alicent mentions it in the thing.
She says, I'll send you to the wall.
She says, I'll send you to the wall. Yeah. And so, no, I think they announced in the trailer for next week. They're sending Luke and Jacaerys out to try to get people for Team Black, and so Winterfell is one of those locations that they will be going to try to get.
I would. They should go to the Vale. They should go to.
They're going.
You know what I mean, they got. I mean, well, I don't know. The Vale. They actually have enemies in the Vale because of Daemon.
Yeah. Well,
so maybe they can't go to the Vale, but
we'll get there.
They should definitely be able to go to Winterfell, and then all those houses that are up in the north. You know what I mean, they should be able to snag those people up. So
So then we meet a baby that I don't have the name by, but we meet Aegon's bastard. He's chilling there, little blonde baby boy, just chilling in the little mud pit, dirt pit in the middle of the city. No one taking care.
What the fuck were they doing? Like that? What kind of fighting was that? They had them like grow the claws and file their teeth. They just peasant kid fighting.
They're all the children of the people of like the brothel and the whorehouse. So anytime a girl gets pregnant, they push them out, and they're on the streets now. They don't care for him, so they grow their nails and they grow their teeth and they make them fight for money. And one of Aemon's bastard children is chilling there. We meet him. They become prominent way later in the story. We might see him pop back up in season 2. So that's coming soon, man. And then the White Worm, she makes herself known. She's making deals, and she's making sure she gets credit for what's going on in this town.
Yes, sir.
And she's pulling out all the threats too. She's like, listen to me, sweetheart. If you don't think I could have like 16 people go kill your precious little Aemond boy right now, like, calm down and put the bag of gold on the table. Okay, I'll tell you where he is. And then when he's on the throne, you remember it's not you who put your grandson there. It was me, right?
It's me. She flexed on them.
Laying the shit down with all of her knowledge. And man, she becomes She's crazy. I love it. I love her character. I think do you think it's a little bit of an easy way out? Like we can just throw her in now to any situation? Like can she be the scapegoat for anything that anyone needs to know or figure out, or like?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is she a double agent basically? Is she gonna play both sides, or is she gonna be helping them, or is she like a neutral party type?
Right. Well, and she has ties back to Daemon too. So I mean, it's
so what? All right, now if Hightower and his people in the Erryks, if they would have found him, what would have been the difference as opposed to, because other than them putting in his head, oh, you got to kill your sister. Like, is that the only thing that was different? Like, you know what I mean? What would have been different? Like with Criston and Aemond finding them versus the Erryks finding them.
Yeah, I think
what would have changed?
I'm not sure. I think it just would have been that lecture. I think it would have been that, like, listen, here's what you need to do. Do you need to not listen to your mother? He probably would have convinced him that his mother didn't love him, and that he probably was the only one that would ever help him and take. And honestly, he'd probably do what he want. Like you know what I mean? Like he'd promise him a bow or whatever he wants to get away or whatever, and then be like, look, you just need to not kill your, do this, do that, and then you'll be king, and then we'll worry about it later. So I'm not entirely sure. I wasn't sure what that power struggle was between Alicent and her dad. I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So they found him, man. They found Aemond or Aegon.
Yep. And
Fagon. I'm gonna call him Fagon. Fake Aegon, man. Fagon.
Yeah, they found him, but man, he doesn't want it. He's trying to run away. Cole's fighting the one Aaron. The other Erryk runs away. The one Erryk stays to fight. I forget which Val.
Well, because I don't know what Val, but like, and they kind of talked about that, like, and we kind of see it, like the other Erryk, you know, he's gonna be going to the black side. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, ooh.
Right. Yeah. They I don't think ever come back together. I think that's it for them.
Wow.
I'm almost positive on that.
Yeah, but like, what does that do to their house? Because Jason is in the court of the Greens. You know what I mean? Like, is this so whatever Val Erryk is just you know what I mean? He's just alone. Like, you know what I mean? Don't you need a land? Don't you need your family? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but
I'm not sure, man.
Yeah, that's wild. That's
it's wild, a game, man. I don't know. And so Aegon doesn't want it, and he tries to even convince Aemond. And so we see this before this even happens. We see Aemond talk to Criston Cole. He's like, bro, come on, man. Like, why are we looking for this little piece of shit? Let him go.
Like, I'm ready.
Let him go fuck his horse. I know the history. I know the swords. I know the names. I know the books. I know the shit.
Put me there.
Right. I'm in line anyways. So let me go and do that.
That's why I was thinking, like, why? Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised it wasn't like a secret killing or something like that. And then like they bring him back, like, oh, mom, I'm sorry, what happened? Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, but Aemond's king.
I was thinking that, like, I mean, like, you know, because the Green, they don't play by the rules. So like there was nothing to stop Aemond from killing his brother.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Interesting. Yeah, and it's but he's pissed anyways. But and you can just see, and we'll get to it later, but like no one wants Aegon to be king either. Like literally no one in this episode wants him to be king. So why do we have this episode in the show? Like, you know, it's so very strange. It's very strange, and I don't know how I feel about it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you could have cut out a lot of that Rhaenyra Daemon stuff for like some of this stuff. Like, you could have, I mean, like, you could have, I don't know, you could have pushed some stuff back, or I don't know, man. It's
something. So
you're right though. Or make this a 12 episode season, and I don't know. It's just crazy because like you said, penultimate. This was not a business. It's not a penultimate, bro. Like, now it ends well. It does.
I'll tell you. We'll get to how it could have been a penultimate episode with one simple word. And so then we see Rhaenys. And so here's a quick question. Let's pause for a second.
Yeah.
Is Rhaenys last of her house? Like, essentially,
technically, yes, she has she has her granddaughters, but like, She don't got no, that's the thing. Yeah, you don't see no sisters or no, you know what I mean, no brothers or nothing like that.
So Rhaenys has to do everything she can to keep the Valerians alive, right? Because I mean, if she goes, then like that's, I mean, she has the daughters, but they're about to be married to Targaryens, so that name goes when that wedding.
Strongs.
Or maybe, well, we'll see.
Strong boys.
Yeah, right. But no, so that's, I find that very interesting that she's she's the last of her house now.
Captive? Was she kind of like, why was she there? Why was she still there?
I'm
like, how come she didn't go back to? Because if you need somebody to be there, why not? Yeah, you need to go. You need to be at home. You know what I mean?
King's
and I think that makes the episode interesting that she is there. But like, was she captive? It felt like she was a little bit kind of like a soft captive.
They made her one. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe she was like set. Maybe like Rhaenyra and Daemon left on Monday, and like she couldn't catch a dragon till Wednesday, so like she stayed for an extra day or something.
They made it seem like I mean they was holding her dragon captive though too.
Well, so I'll kind of explain. So the dragon pit. The dragon pit is not a good place for your dragon to be. Like the dragon pit is like the kennel for your dog. Like it's a row of cages, and it's where they store. It's a car garage for dragons.
Okay.
And so your dragon can't do anything in there. They can't. If they breathe fire, they just breathe fire. No one can get hurt. No one can come in. No one can go out. So the only way your dragon is useful is if it's out or it's with you in the air, like out of the thing. So if she left King's Landing without her dragon, like it's game over. And now like the Greens have it. So like it was detrimental to her to get out. But before we get there, we have Alicent, and Alicent's trying to flip her. And Alicent's trying to flip her the only way she knows how. She's like, look, King's dead, and all attempts aside, look, this man, listen, all he did is he played with his stupid little Lego sets. He played with his Legos, and I'll be honest with you, it wasn't a great fuck either, okay? I just kind of laid there, and I was a bit miserable, okay? You should have been queen. They should have picked you. It should have been you. It should have been you, and your family, and they should have picked you. So all I'm saying is, if you wanted to help me,
I'll help you,
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, boy, that interaction, man, was just, I think it was certainly like one of the quickest game of chess I've ever seen. It was like checkmate, in like 4 different moves. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
So, and that was just kind of a quick scene too, that, you know, kind of, we knew like what, you know, Rhaenys had no allegiance to Alicent, like there was no reason for her to switch sides. Like, so we didn't really expect that in a minute. So then we get the sponsor of episode 9. It's onlyfans.com/clubfoot. And for $20 a month, you can join Queen Alicent's OnlyFans page, where she gives you free access to her WikiFeet account. You know, for secrets and information, like
nasty.
This,
I'm like, was this the first guy with a foot fetish, like ever?
Yes, yes.
Yo, and her shit was busted. Like her feet was so
they weren't that
nasty.
great looking. Listen, they weren't that great looking.
I guess they don't. I know they don't have paint.
Now let me tell you.
A pedicure.
Let me tell you what.
You can groom them shits.
Let me tell you what. Okay, you know how like normal feet, you know how like normal toes, they're like you start with your big one and then it goes down in size.
Yeah.
Meg's, unfortunately, my fiance, comes from a long line of just bad heritage genes. She might be a Targaryen, I'm not sure.
Oh my
Meg's has an extended second toe.
Oh, okay. I've seen
her second toe extends beyond her first one. And it just looks so, and so when she wears her Crocs, her second toe sticks out the hole in the front. And
no.
She
got it. That would be crazy. They say something about that, like if your second toe is bigger than your big one or longer than your big one, it's like something about like control, like you got like control or something. I don't know, like, or you like to take
your power. Oh shit! Well,
it's like a power dynamic.
Oh
thing.
Yeah, no, she's in charge 24.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. So that makes complete sense. No. But I mean, dude, so it was obvious. The scene was obvious. Like the queen is just dreading to take. Why does the queen listen? If Criston Cole's not hitting it, he needs to, because every sexual experience that the queen has had up until this point, Queen Alicent has been trashed. It's been the nastiest nasty king breathing his nasty flakes all over her. And now she's got to take her fucking shoes off for fucking Larys Clubfoot. Like,
did she know that he was doing that? You think she knew?
Oh, no. Listen. The look on her face and the disgust that she had taking her socks off. This was not the first time. He stopped. Oh, bro, he stopped giving her the information before she. So here's what happened.
And yeah, she did. She definitely sat to the side and like tried to act like she was asleep.
He gave her the intro of information. She took her shoes off, put her socks on the table, and he said, And so, yeah, there's things going on in the kingdom, and there's spies out here, and there's bastards, and there's people, and there's things, and I can't tell you the name. Oh, well, I'll tell you the name. And then she takes her socks off, and then he tells her the rest of the story.
Like it's like,
and then
like
he tells her,
snitch, like the CI, like you got to give him,
and then
I'll give you more information.
He tells her the rest of the story, and then he, he starts touching himself, and then she turns away. She keeps her feet in view, but she turns away, and he finishes his business, and then that's their dynamic.
That is disgusting. That is the worst thing. That's might be worse than some of the other things that I've ever seen. Like, what the hell? That's so nasty.
What's worse? Daemon and Rhaenyra having sex on the beach mid his wife's funeral, or Larys jerking off to the queen's feet.
I mean, Daemon and Rhaenyra is worse, but it's like, just off the strength. But it's just like,
so is that
was just creepy though.
Well, I debated. Is that like a thing? Like, are you like is the feet thing? Is that
I'm not a feet guy. I'm not a feet guy though. Yeah, so that maybe that's why.
I'm not. I never understood it. I mean, like, yeah, if you have pretty feet, great. Like,
sure, I can appreciate.
Like,
a
if
good
your
foot.
feet are nasty, like that might even be a deal breaker. But like, I'm not. Like, like Megs is like, you want me to use my foot, and I'm like,
whoa,
I'm like, no, don't do that.
I don't want no fungus. I don't want no athlete's foot on my dick. You know what I'm saying? Like,
just throw some powder. Just throw some powder.
Some tough acting to acting.
It's nasty, bro. Yeah, so that's I guess just gonna continue because he's not going anywhere. He's like getting on the council. He's the first like master of whispers on the council. So he creates that position in the Game of Thrones. So he's like the first one.
He is so feeble though. Like that club foot is crazy. Like I'm like, all you gotta do is push that dude, man. He's done. Like all you gotta do is like, trip his ass or something.
And
like,
do you think that's why he just gets away with it? And like, but dude, you have to remember this guy has power. This guy has power. First of all, he can get the queen to take off her clothing and jerk off in front of her. Like, he's got Louis C.K. status without getting canceled. And so, bro, sorry. And so he's got, but he can cut prisoners' tongues out. And you have to remember, in this episode, some pretty high standard people were prisoners, and I thought that was going to be an issue. But like, you know what I mean? So he has power, but also he can just be in places where you, as the view, you yourself don't even see him, let alone the people in the show, like breaking forth. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of crazy. It's very interesting to me to see where he's going to go and where that whole story plays out, and how much more he's going to be in the story. So Rhaenys gets rescued, right? And so Erryk with, I think, an A. It might be Erryk with an A. I think Erryk with an A rescues Rhaenys from the dungeon. I don't know. And he's like, yo, bitch, you got to get the fuck out of here. They're making this kid the king, and they're going to fucking kill you because you're someone else important that's going to contest all this shit. You got to go. I got a boat. We got to go. But it just so happens to be at the same time that Queen Alicent decides to have the parade and the crowning of her son as king of the kingdoms.
Yeah, that was chaotic, man. I thought she was gonna get discovered. Like, I thought somebody was gonna see him trying to move around with her. Yeah. And it was very there was definitely some tension and some suspense there. Yeah. And I was like, oh my god. And like, just, I don't know. Like I said, anybody recognize her get, trampled, something, whatever. But then, she's kind of going with the crowd, and she's like, oh, this is what's happening. And because she wanted to get her dragon, they're like, no, the dragon's in the pit. Like, you can't get out there. Like, and I thought she was gonna slip away somehow to get that, but no, she goes with the crowd. So I'm thinking like, oh man, like I don't know what's gonna happen. What's gonna happen.
Yeah, and she snuck away just at the right time. And then of course, oh my God, we cut to, so this is just, and even Aegon knows that this is a fucking joke. And so he's got his whole little outfit on to be king, his little black outfit and his little symbol on it. And he's like, dude, like, hey, Mom, are you fucking, like, you're delusional. Like, you're insane, bitch. Like, this guy, I'm 25 years old. I know for a fact this man never loved me. You don't even fucking, I'll ask you later, but you don't even fucking love me. And this guy, he didn't name me. Like, he's clearly senile. And then she's like, well, look at this dagger.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, for real. And like, that was like that was somehow, you know, and
yeah,
so,
but that's the thing though. Like he's never heard the Song of Fire and Ice. Aemond has never heard the Song of Fire and Ice. Right. So it's like, you know, and I thought that was clever too. Like even when she's talking to Rhaenys, I'm thinking like, because Rhaenys had to hear the story, right?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because she was about to be crowned, like, so she had to hear the story.
Yeah, I'm sure she knows.
And I think that's why she was like smirking too, like, because she was like, "Oh, bitch, like you think, you don't even know, like, you think they talk about your son."
That's
funny,
and that's what they said, that they said at the very beginning of this series that this was the beginning of the end of the House of the Dragon. Right? So because we see these people who should be on the Iron Throne that aren't, and then just everything that comes from this and into the main series, like it, clearly, like, you know, we don't see, well, after I think Aegon, you know, who rules after that? Isn't it, is it Baratheon, or is it,
Are you talking about all after this Aegon?
Yeah. Or just in general, like the first non-Targaryen to take the throne.
The first non-Targaryen was Baratheon, but that was after there's still a couple different
right.
Like Aerys Targaryen. That's who the Mad King is. Aerys Targaryen.
Yeah. Got it. Yes. Yeah, but I mean, even still, like Aegon's not even the rightful heir, and it just. Yep. It's all a bad idea. And so I love. Did
you see the meme where on the Game of Thrones memes where the three-eyed raven is actually like Rhaenyra and Daemon's like great grandchild or something like that?
It's their he's like they're like 9 generations. So like they call them their great grandparents, but it's like great grandparents.
Okay.
Yeah. They're like,
that's dope. That's dope.
It is. It's very, very interesting what we find out here. So then Aegon says, you know, he just interrupts his mom. His mom is just really trying to pound it out. You cannot kill your sister. Do not kill Rhaenyra and her children. Just please don't do that for me, please. She's trying to control him, just like Cersei and Joffrey. And we all know how it went when Cersei tried to control Joffrey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's probably not going to go well. And just in the middle of it, he says, "Do you love me?" And she calls him an imbecile. And I love it.
It was good. It was good.
It's like, it's the, you know.
Shut the fuck up. That's what she was. Shut the, like Mom, do you love me? Shut your ass up.
Right.
Shut your bitch ass. Shut your bitch ass up, boy. Like.
So then, man, we get the last 20 minutes of the episode is essentially this entire knighting process. And Criston Cole is talking.
I don't want to hear you talk, bro. I'm tired of hearing your voice. Man.
I think they said he has a nickname. It's like Criston Cole, like he crown of night. Criston Cole. I'll find it and I'll put it in the edit. But he has a nickname.
The crown of cunts. I don't know.
He's something like that. Yeah, something like that. He's so weird, and like he's like Aegon, the rightful heir to the Iron Throne. Like, bitch, 20 minutes ago you were hooking up with Rhaenyra in the back room, and she didn't want to sail away with you, and it's like, bro. Come on. Like we know what side you're really on and like why you're on this side, because clearly it's like, you know,
scorned lover.
Right. Like you're just mad. And so you just need to add that last jab, like the rightful heir. Like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
And like everyone's looking at him and discuss, even the people in the audience. Talk about the people in the audience. They're just looking around like, what? Hey, what? Yeah,
like
doing?
the murmur. I love the murmuring. Like when it, because they didn't celebrate not one time. They were just
what
like,
are we doing?
What are they talking about?
To do? Are you
I thought
guys
Shorty was the queen.
in the back? Yeah, like what are we?
Then y'all 20 years we've been living. My whole life I've been on this type of time. Like this girl's supposed to take over. What y'all talk about? Like,
right? Like
this guy, the guy that we see at the fucking.
Who is that? Jimmy? Is that Jimmy from the bar up there?
Like what?
Jimmy somehow convinced the queen to make him the kid. Jimmy from the bar. You guys remember Jimmy from last Thursday? Jimmy was the one doing karaoke at the bar on Silk Road last Thursday.
Right.
And now he's up there. I didn't know Jimmy knew the queen. And like
How does he know what her?
Yeah. That would have been better than the whole damn episode. So then we cut to everyone's faces and we see Otto Hightower. He finally gets what he wants. It's his grandson. He's been working at this his whole life. He thought he was out. He got fired. We thought he was dead. You said it. We thought boy was dead. Like, you don't just get fired from the king's hand and then come back. Yeah. And like now he's victorious. Now he's essentially like, he can do whatever he wants now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, but then the rest of the family is just looking at this kid like with disgust. Like, yeah, we're cool with you. Like, you know what I mean? But it's like Aemond resents him. His sister/wife resents him because he's sleeping and he has bastards everywhere. And it's just like, meh, okay. So then he turns to the people and half of them, I mean, like,
they weren't impressed.
You know, we get more likes on these episodes, you know, like we get more retweets on Twitter, I think sometimes. Like it was a little depressing, and then finally he gets some cheers, and then boom bam.
Yeah, the whole plug and play started falling apart. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah. A dragon. Like I thought somebody invaded that motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh shit. Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah, Rhaenys bust in with her dragon.
Melis or whatever, Melis or that. I know Vhagar's big, but that dragon was humongous.
Yep. Yeah.
So how did that? Did she have like? Is it like a Megazord? And like, did she like have to like? You know what I mean? Like go. You know what I mean? Like or like you know what I mean? Was it like Captain Planet? Like go playing it, and then like the thing.
Well,
the thing
did you
summoned up? Yeah, it was like a Megazord. It was just like.
But did you see?
Mighty Morphin Power Dragon. Like,
yeah, she just beams up. Yeah, they stand on the ground and then they just beam up to their dragons.
I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, where did it come from? It just came from the underneath the.
Did you see?
Were people able to leave? Like
I think a bunch of people died. Died. Because so I think when you see it leave, you can kind of see it like ball up its feet to get out the door and then spread its wings back out as it's flying outside. So I would imagine she got into the dragon pit and then she got on the back of it and just was like, yo, bitch, scrunch down. And then she held on real tight, and they scrunched down as far as they could go, and the dragon just, you know, jumped. Jumped, I guess, you know, like crisscross. He made you want to
power up.
Yeah. But then that just, I guess, would beg to differ. Like, why can't all the dragons just bust out of their dragon pits at any point in time? Do you need a person to do that?
Yeah, that was the one thing where it was like, come on, man, y'all could show me that. Yeah, all this wasted space in this episode. You know what I mean? You could have showed me more about how the fuck this dragon came out of nowhere. Like, you know what I mean? Like at least like a scene where like this dragon is like, I'm trying to get the fuck out of here. Like I'm trying to get, what the fuck is this? Whatever.
Something. Or, you know, maybe just the dragon coming out of the dragon pit and like coming in from the top of the building, like a normal, like maybe a normal like invasion. I don't know.
Yeah, but then the dragon was walking. I know you said he bought his feet, but like I feel like the dragon was walking around inside of there though, still. Like, so I don't. That's kind of confusing.
I don't know. It just kind of showed up.
Yeah. But yeah, it just showed up. And all she had to say, like you said earlier, man, all she had to say was one word, and this whole series is over.
Listen, I don't understand it. I don't understand. Now, I understand because we have source material and a whole story to fucking follow, and there's going to be 4 seasons, and we'll talk about it in a minute. But It's like, why? Like, bitch, you had the perfect opportunity. Like, she's betrayed your family. She's presumably killed some of your family. She, like, they're not following the rules. The queen, like, you could have been queen. This bitch just said you should have been queen.
Yeah.
And, like, now she put her son on the Iron Throne. Like, dude, just Jacaerys the whole damn family. Why didn't she burn the whole fucking family? She could have solved all the problems, and then she could have just been like the temporary ruler until the news got to Daemon and Rhaenyra, and then they come back and live happily ever after. I don't understand.
Yeah, but I think if you Jacaerys everybody, I think that turns you into something. I think that the power of that, like, I don't know, if you ever hold a gun to somebody?
No.
Like that, the power of, I'm just saying, like, that's a different kind of, like, subversive power. Like, when if you know what I mean, you realize, like, yo, oh my God, like, I could take it. So I think if you know what I mean, and or just even like we see in other shows, like the people, once they get their first kill, right? You know what I mean? It's like a switch is flipped. Like, you know what I mean? So I think if she would have Jacaerys everybody, she would have went mad, like, with power. And I think it wouldn't have been. But like Daemon and Laenor can take sea smoke and just destroy half of an army in an army battle. Like, yeah, but I think it's because at the end of the day, it's still her family. That's still her family, though. Like, you know what I mean? Too. So, like, I think there's. It's weird. It's like the art of war or something. Like, there's still a way that you got to do things. But yeah, but that's what the producers were saying. Like, yeah, like, you know, there's probably gonna be a decision that most people are questioning. Right. Why? You know what I mean? Why didn't she just end it there? Right. But I think that's why it's a show. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah. But
that's a wrap for penultimate episode 9. So we essentially had the official of the king dying. We tried to find Aegon because he was drunk at the bar the night before and passed out somewhere on the side of the street, and so we had to find him. Yeah,
you have a second son that wants to, you know what I mean, take power, and I wonder if that's going to be a narrative. You know what I mean, like, if something happens to Aegon, if Aemon's going to really help him, you know what I mean, because he wants that power. Right. And this was definitely the most triumphant thing that Rhaenys has ever done in this whole series. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Well, she has,
Yeah, I mean, so that was good for her. Shout out to her, though. You know what I mean? For getting out of there. Because I was worried about her. I was like, because they going to need that dragon. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. And so, and if that just leads me to believe that I think, man...
We're not even getting a full fight.
I think so we are getting a fight in next week's episode.
But it's going to be a battle, not the war.
No, but I think next week's episode is going to be better. I think next week's episode is going to be
better, because Rhaenyra and Daemon are in it. That's why.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And so in this trailer, it's we see. Go ahead, go.
Well, you notice that they keep this possibility that Corlys might still be alive. Like, it's no definitive, because that's when Alicent was talking to her. Like, she's like, oh, and your husband, he might have this grave wound, and he might even be dead, but who knows? Like, whatever. And so, like you said before, and I was talking to some people over the weekend that, like, they didn't even, which I advertise better, but, like, I got some friends that are into the 280 Plus podcast, and they were like, and they're talking about we were talking about House of Dragons. I was like, y'all been watching my new pod, right? They're like, I didn't know you had it. I said, what the fuck? And then, showing them clips, they were bugging. They were like, oh my God, I can't wait to watch that. So, Perfect. So we got some new viewers, you know what I mean, on deck. So, but yeah, so, like, just that possibility, like you said, I was telling them, I was like, yo, man, Corlys and Laenor, what if they come back together?
They're wild cards, and that maybe, dude. I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. I think
you said it.
I think word gets out somehow through channels. I don't know. Laenor finds out Corlys is injured. He comes in on his dragon. Because, like, where's Sea Smoke? What happened?
Because we don't know what happened to nobody. They didn't give it to anybody.
Right,
so.
and I'm going to get to that in a second about not giving dragons to anybody, because coming next episode is in a second. But, like, you know what I mean? So, like, Sea Smoke and Laenor could come in, save Corlys, and then they fly in to save Rhaenyra and Daemon and Rhaenys maybe in a tough spot. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. But, dude, so next episode, jumping into this trailer, news is out. Like, we see the first scene. It's Rhaenys getting to Dragonstone, and she's like, "Yo, here's what's up. Here's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time to set it off.
Good news, bad news. Bad news is your dad's dead. Good news is it's okay because we didn't really like him anyways. Bad news is Alicent said, too bad, so sad you weren't around. Her son's king now. And so they get the news. And so then we also see the boys, Luke and Chase. Then they're like, yo, we want to help. And so we're sending them off this way. One's going off that way to recruit other houses in the battle because now it's like it's war now. You know what I mean? Next week's episode is titled The Black Queen. This is in reference to Rhaenyra. And so, you know, she's coming back. And we can imagine that next episode is just going to mirror this week's episode with, you know, all about them and the blacks. And then probably them coming together at the end with the battle. So I believe Luke, I think it might be Luke. Luke goes to find help and he meets someone that beats him to the punch, and then they have a battle and then someone dies. And so that's what happens next week. And so spoiler alert, but I think next week's episode is going to be better than this one, and I really hope it is.
Well, it has to be, Levi. I don't think they're gonna. They can't do two mids in a row. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah. And so then what? So then where can we assume we're going from here? Season 2 is nothing but the dance?
Well, all right. So now that narrative that you said, you know what I mean? I get how people are talking like, yeah, man, it's got to take 4 full seasons to do this. And I'm like, shut up. I'm like, come on, man. Like, I don't think the way they jump time, like, and that would be disrespect. So if we got 4 more seasons, I'd be like, well, then you didn't have to jump all this time in this fucking series. You know what I mean? You could have, if you're gonna stretch anything out, why wouldn't you? I mean, don't stretch out a battle. You know what I mean? Like one dance to the like, and I'm not saying that's not a big all-encompassing battle, but like, come on, man. Like I'm gonna get breadcrumbed but you was just jumping the gun for 10 episodes in this one. Like, come on, that's crazy.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. I watched some videos today, and they were talking like we're probably gonna have like Aegon the Second is going to be around till like season 4. So like the story's going to continue to be drawn out. At least that's what they were predicting or talking about. So you know what I mean? Honestly, dude. And so when I was like reading those articles and seeing those, and then all of that news with like, okay, here we go. Season 2 is definitely coming. Obviously, there's still a huge war to be fought that's coming. Whether that's going to be all of season 2, the end of season 2, who knows? Season 3, maybe. We know season 4 is coming.
Yeah.
And so
season 4 they got 4 seasons, or they really do?
It's what it's what they're aiming for. And so with all of that news, and then with everything that we saw in last night's episode, my immediately thought was, it kind of sounds exhausting.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's exhausting. Like, come on, bro. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're gonna breadcrumb us the whole way through. And it's like, come on. You could have been keep it GOT style and like tell a full story. Don't fucking skip, because so much could have, like, you know what I mean? Let me think. If I had to think about where this season could have ended, I don't know. Maybe the finale would have been when like Aemond gets his eye cut out or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, that would have been like, but if we would have got some build up all the way through that, you know what I mean, seen their lives a little bit, then that would have been like, oh shit, like, you know what I mean? Or when Alicent is holding the knife to Rhaenyra, and basically when he gets the eye cut, like, that would have been a finale of a one season.
Yeah, and that's what the fuck the eye episode was hands down 10 times better than this week.
Oh,
like, that should have been
definitely.
Yeah. That should, like, this week's episode, next week's episode should have been this week's episode. And then next week, they should have literally given us, next week's episode should have been an hour and a half of dragon battles and just the fucking end, and whether Rhaenyra lives or dies, whether Daemon lives or dies, whether everyone lives or dies, and then boom, the Dance of the Dragons is over. Like, even if it would have been a 2-hour episode, how happy would we have fucking been if it would have just been all of this leading up to this fucking war, and then boom, it happens, right?
Yeah. But,
like, I don't know. So I guess we'll we're gonna have to wait and see. I think it's it'll be very interesting. And so a couple other things to note. We see in the trailer for next week, we see Daemon trying to tame the King Jaehaerys' dragon. That is the dragon of King Jaehaerys. He hasn't had a rider since he died many years ago. And so we can presume that either Daemon is doing one of two things: looking for eggs from said dragon, or probably both, taming it, because as Rhaenyra has more dragons than Alicent, but most of Rhaenyra's dragons, like her sons, they're smaller. So like Aemon's dragons will eat both of her sons in like 20 minutes. And so, but they have more dragons, but they don't have riders for them. They don't have riders. So they're going to be looking for more riders, probably in episode 10 leading.
Where do you find ride? You can't just, anybody can't just ride these things, right?
Well, there's Targaryens without dragons. There's little bastards in the city just sitting on benches that someone could go pick up and train, I don't know. But there's Valyrian, because Valyrians can ride dragons.
No, Valyrians that are Targaryen, like not just straight Valyrian. Like Corlys can't ride no dragon. Daemon can't ride no dragon. Got
it.
So maybe we get these mysterious Targaryens come out of nowhere, but
yeah. But and
I'm like, yo, where the fuck was you at all this show? You know what I mean?
Right, yeah, we could have used you guys. Yeah. But no, dude. And so then the other last tidbit of this episode, linking to what we're going to see next episode. Did you know this? We haven't talked about this, I don't think, on this podcast. But did you know this? I think it's true for the Game of Thrones series and for this series. The intro, that changes every week. You're aware of this, correct?
What you mean? The intro changes every week?
The intro.
Oh, like the map and stuff like that?
The map. I
haven't paid attention. No, actually, I haven't paid attention.
So every time we get a new child, like the bloodlines go, and like the stags and the symbols for the houses and everything, and everyone has their stuff and the trees. That all means
I haven't been peeping that, because I just like, all right, because it's on HBO Max. I'm streaming it, so I'm just really I watch the recap and then just wait for it to come. I might actually go get something to eat or something like that. You know what I mean? Like get a drink or snack. Yeah,
when you hear,
because it's like you got like an hour and a half. Like I said, you got like a minute and a half. Like
yeah. No, so at the end of the series, go back and just watch the intros, and you'll see like the bloodlines and when people die. Like in this week's episode, it showed Viserys, his crown was covered in a pool of blood to denote his death. And we see some other things. And one thing you will notice if you go back and watch the intro of this episode is we see a sapphire that represents Aemond. Targaryen, just because that's like his thing, that's like his birthstone, whatever, I don't know why, but he's known for sapphires. And we see in the trailer for next week, he's taking his eye patch off.
Yeah, what the hell? I don't see that.
In the scripture, in the books, it is said that his eye is then replaced with a sapphire eye. So we might see like a sapphire in place of his eye there. So
that's pretty dope.
We might get that correlation next week. So yeah, man. I mean, this week is what it is, but I think I'm excited for the series finale. I'm excited to see where it goes, who makes it in, who makes it out into season 2, and who knows, we might even lose some in season 2. I think because we did get confirmation that the younger actresses are coming back for season 2 for Rhaenyra and Alicent, so like their story continues. So who knows what kind of time jumps and everything else we're going to be doing. I can see your excitement.
What is that? Like,
I can see the headlines now. Co-host cancels recap and record after first season.
I'm over this fucking show. Like, yeah, right. Like, I mean, like, we're watching something else.
Right. Listen. We're going straight to just raunchy, shitty relationship shows.
Yeah,
dude. Did you?
That's pretty clear cut. Like, this shit is like,
right.
Oh my God.
It's like, can you believe what Brittany did this week? Can you believe what Brittany did to Taku this week?
That fucking hoe.
That
like, that's
bitch.
Like,
that bitch. Yeah. No, dude, but it's getting crazy. Who knows? We'll see. I think last week definitely better than this week. Next week definitely better than this week. It has to be. Anything else? Any other thoughts? Any other predictions? Anything else we got going on?
No, man. I think, yeah. Like I said, man, the finale it has to hold up, man. It has to hold up because
if I just get them more dragons yelling, if I just get more dragons yelling at people, like I can't do it. Have you seen the edits? Like the edits, they take that scene and then they just put like a goat. It's like a goat screaming behind the dragon.
No,
so it just
no.
It's ridiculous. Dragons breathe fire. I don't want to see them breathe anything less than that. So
yeah, don't just hawk loogies on these people. Like, that's gross. Like,
right. So now what's Alicent think? Like, oh, she can just do whatever she wants again, and it's insane. Insane.
All right, man.
All right, dude. Too. Until next time, the season finale of House of the Dragon. We'll be back next week.
We'll be back, man, next week.
Peace. See you next time, everybody.
All right.